A look from earlier as the Nets bus arrives at the arena. No doubt this is a club ready to handle this challenge on the road tonight. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. A stunning view of Capitol Hill from high above. We're here in the seat of the U.S. government, Washington, D.C. Welcome to 2K Sports live Saturday night coverage of the NBA. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, everyone. With Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from our Hall of Famer on the sideline, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, for Bradley Beal, it all started with his shot. His mom was a great athlete in her own right, and she coached him. By age 7, he was making high school range.
It sure is. Thanks, David. Now let's take a look at the top rookies in the league. Our rankings here for the race for Rookie of the Year. Distinction every young player would love to have. Well, you look at Hachimura. While not in the top 5 currently, he's definitely on the radar screen, and he's been playing some very solid basketball.
And while he might not be enjoying some of the success of the other rookies on that list, you can see he's already picking up on a few of the things he didn't have a grasp for early in the season.
Oh, no doubt. I think we're going to see a more confident, forceful player in the second half of the season. The best is yet to come.
So the Nets starting 5. Kyrie Irving is out there with Joe Harris. Then it's Wilson Chandler, and it's Durant, and it's Jordan in at center. And for Washington, Ball runs the point with Beal at the 2. In at forward, it's Hachimura and Bertans. And it's Bryant in at the 5 down low. Good work there as it goes. Chris, if your team's style of play doesn't seem to be working, do you still have time within a season to change it?
There's always time, as long as everyone is on the same page. And if something's not working, the worst thing you can do is to keep going in that direction. You need to bring everyone in, let them know the mistakes that we've made, let them know our new outlook, and ask everyone, are they in on it? And if they're not, those guys that aren't in on it, you stay in the locker room. We'll be back after the game. And if everyone's in on it, we're going to have a heck of a time. We're going to have a heck of a time because now we have a new outlook. And sometimes with a new outlook, it brings positive energy.
Outside for Beal. A three-pointer, no good. Brooklyn with the ball. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Yeah, and that one, they just locked it down defensively. Challenged shots and really protected the rim.
They certainly made their presence felt on defense. They were active and rejected a number of shots. Cold start for them. 3 shots, 3 misses. Good thing it's early.
They get it back. Durant, the pass to Chandler. Harris, right side. Offline with his 3. Wizards have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Bertans with the ball. Now Chandler defending. Hachimura, no good.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Durant deciding where to go with it. And slam dunk by Jordan.
And how about the vertical of Jordan? Easily rising up for the timely alley-oop slam.
Washington's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
They double team Beal. Bryant in the post, guarded by Jordan. Bryant's shot is good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at Brooklyn, and not a surprise really to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And checking out Washington, they have a lot of ground to make up.
And seeing where Washington is, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
We all know talking the talk is easy, but carrying through, that's another story. The naysayers' predictions were basically on point.
And Irving with the basket on the assist by Durant. Durant's got 3 assists in the game. Wizards trail by 8. with it. Last game we saw him score 13. Floats one, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Look, the touch on these floaters by Wall is so beautiful. He just lets it glide off his fingertips.
Irving against Wall. And here we go. Washington fast break. Here's Hachimura. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
That's nice hustle up the court. I mean, a nice pass to reward that hustle. Yeah, Kevin, and it didn't happen overnight, but it's clear that Bradley Beal is a franchise player. I mean, he's worked on his game year to year, and now he's a superstar in this league.
Now, here is Irving. He turned in an outstanding game against Chicago. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Beal. Chandler with the rebound. And Chris, with Beal, it's in large part due to how he has expanded his game, which means he now impacts the game more.
Yeah. Well, Beal moves so much on both offense and defense. He's a very active player. He's never passive on the floor, and he looks for ways to inject himself into games.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Some bad shot selection as well as some bad luck. I mean, that's not going to help you score points.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. This group has players swatting away the most shots in the league this month. The shot block leaders. Number 1, Jared Allen.
And guys, as the month has unfolded, his interior defense has gotten better and better.
Dinwiddie against Smith, and Smith gets double teamed, and Brown throws it down.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
Smith against Dinwiddie. A minute 20 left in the first quarter of the game. And the 3 off target. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. Trailing by 5. Outside for Miles. Smith the pass to Wagner. Back to Smith. Nice ball movement by Washington. Just 3 to shoot. Pulls from the top of the key. LeVert grabs the miss.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Oh, Kevin, the coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy buckets like this, GA.
Here's Wagner. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. From deep, Miles. They get the rebound. Mahinmi kicks to Brown. Traps in the tray. Brown's got 5.
Good anticipation on the feed. He knows exactly where to go with that ball.
Dinwiddie passes to Allen. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Oh, that's some skill on that assist. I mean, the timing has to be perfect on a lead pass.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And all you need to do is see his free throw percentage, guys. 90 for the season to know what kind of year he's having.
Now Thomas. From deep. That one doesn't drop. And so the first quarter is in the books. Nets out in front. They lead by 7. They'll be back shortly, live from Washington. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Jared Allen is out there with Prince, and it's Caruge in at the 3. Now, here's Miles. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for them.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
The shot by Mahimi, no good. Nets leading by 9. The pass to LeVert. Here's Karuch. Back to Allen. Passes it to Dinwiddie. Pass to Karuch. Clock at 6. Dinwiddie against Thomas. Prince dishes to Dinwiddie. Here's LeVert. And count it from 19 feet away. LeVert's got the lead up to 11 now for Brooklyn. The Wizards have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Prince against Thomas. Kicks to Miles. Pass to Brown. Shoots over LeVert. Here's Wagner. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Here's Dinwiddie. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. You know what, Chris? Speed at any position is so vital. Who are the fastest big guys in the game right now that you admire and just can't believe how they go baseline to baseline?
First one that comes to mind is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's a Greek freak, but he's a freak of nature in basketball. His speed, his length, his athletic ability. You love seeing him. And I say a close second, Anthony Davis. And don't forget about Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, a lot of guys that love running the floor and put that pressure on the defense every time by getting out.
And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect, Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college, hit over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
Beal, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And at times, Chris, reporters have talked about a rift between Beal and Wall. But you know what? Beal has nothing but great things to say about his backcourt mate.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, Bill has said himself that he believes a lot of his success is due to Wall. I mean, Bill's production with Wall sideline flourished. I mean, but Bill would much prefer to have Wall by his side.
And Washington making a change here. Wall's checked in. In the corner, it's Harris. The 3-ball. Kept alive. A second chance effort. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And Kevin, and whether it's that sweep through or up fake, Durant has always been canny about luring defenders into fouls.
For Brooklyn, they have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Now, here's Wall. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. That one misses. Jordan with some nice D.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Mr. Everything. Durant can score it, pass it, do what you want to do. He can defend at a high level. It's so fun watching him play.
Here's Hachimura. It's hauled in by Harris.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points. Well, we all saw that coming when KD started cutting to the rim. Beautiful alley-oop finish from Durant.
Wizards trail by 16. Now here's Wall to stop the run. And the layup is good.
Up and under and in. I mean, thinking on the fly with the double clutch.
Wall against Irving. Lobs it up for Jordan. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Now look, Irving is a superb passer. He's skilled at slicing passes over to his teammates in the pick and roll.
For Washington, they've gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Hachimura, no good. Brooklyn leading by 16. Harris kicks to Irving. Out to Harris. The pass to Irving. Outside Durant. Goes back up. Goes up again. Back to Irving. Outside KD. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, that's why he's a superstar. Durant always finds a way to help the team offensively.
We've got 1:08 left to play here in the half. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there. And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Smith checked in for Washington. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Beal with the steal. And here comes Smith, leading the fast break. Second shot opportunity, and it's sent back by KD.
Well, you're not going to sneak that shot past Durant, not with the reach that he has.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, he hit that 1 3-pointer in the first quarter. Still none so far here in the second.
Beal can't get it to go.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Jordan, and slam dunk by Jordan.
And that's a big reason why Jordan's field goal percentage is always so high, because most of his finishes come right at the rim.
Wall against Harris. Puts one up from 19. That one a little long. And so it's Brooklyn with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Kevin. You look like you're in a great flow. What is happening?
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it was a fast pace for Brooklyn at the outset. They put together the kind of powerful run that every team would love to have, 10-2 off the tip. By the end of the first quarter, their lead was 7. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
How good are these guys on the fast break? They're pushing the ball, finding the open man, finishing strong. They're at a breakneck pace, and if they can maintain this level of intensity in the second half, blowout city.
And over to Shaq, your take on the Wizards.
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, Ernie. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they can forget about a comeback.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
Yeah, Greg, and that's somewhat of a surprise. I mean, but he's been really patient and unselfish.
In and forward, it's Hachimura and Bertans. Ball runs the point with Beal at the 2. And it's Bryant in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. The wide open look for Durant. It's good from long range. Durant's got the first points of the second half here for the Nets. Ball passes to Hachimura. Pass to Bertans. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Kevin Durant. Chris, are there specific types of plays where you feel the whistle gets blown maybe a little too often and a little too early?
Well, sometimes for a guard, when he's defending a guard and the pick and roll comes and he fights through that pick, and as a guard, offensive player, I can stop and let you bump into me and shoot the ball. I think the refs just have to be smart with it. Sometimes it's a foul, but every time it's not, just because of the situation or the flop. And also, you just don't want players to be bailed out when the defender is in a good position. But that's what makes the game so great, is the fact that as an offensive player, you got to try to manipulate and find out where you can sneak yourself in the gray areas of a rule. And as a defensive player, how can you use your skill, your will, and then your IQ not to get caught with your hand in the cookie jar?
And really, that's the brilliance of Jordan, just denying those shots there with tremendous power.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Here is Wall following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. The Wizards working the ball around now from 12 feet out, and a nice shot by Bryant.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Here's Irving. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Nets shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mahimi's checked in for Thomas Bryant. C.J. Miles comes in for Hachimura. Brown is checked in for Bradley Beal. And Thomas subbed in for John Wall. Now, here's Mahimi. No points in the game yet for him. Chalk up 2 there.
Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
Harris dishes to Jordan. Harris against Brown. On the wing, Irving. 10 points for him. And there's the defensive 3-second call. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And so he hits the technical free throw. Karuch is checked in for Brooklyn. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Kyrie Irving. Here's KD. Karuch passes to Jordan, and it's Jordan with the jam.
Such incredible hops for a center. Look, it allows him to hold his own against any other 5 in the league.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Thomas against Dinwiddie. Shot from 12. Bank shot, no good. The Nets have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. A nice shot by KD.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Now here's Brown. 5 points in the game. Pass to Mahimi. Now Thomas. 5 to shoot. On the wing, Brown. Jacks up a 3. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Durant kicks to Harris. Fires for 3. Jordan dishes to KD. Here's Dinwiddie. That's good, and it's KD with the assist. Durant's got 6 assists in the game.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Now, here's Thomas. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Mahimi. They double him with Jordan. Inside to halt the run, and it's Miles missing.
I love to see the defense exhibit some passion in protecting the rim right there.
And KD throws it down.
Oh, man, the versatility Durant offers, driving, spotting up, using his post game. I mean, he does it well.
Washington has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And Rodions Kurucs picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Mo Wagner's checked in for the Wizards. Ish Smith comes in for C.J. Miles. The Nets also changing it up. Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Taurean Prince comes in for Kevin Durant. And Karis LeVert subbed in for Harris. Brown. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And so far this season, shooting at a 75% clip from the line.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Brooklyn's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Here's LeVert, and he drops in the layup off the glass. LeVert's got his second bucket.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Well, Greg, their poise has been tremendous. I mean, excellent at both ends, has them increasing this lead.
Now here's Brown. He has 6. And there's the pass to Wagner. A special move before the shot.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Here's Dinwiddie. Washington with the rebound. Mahimi's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And the foul called on Jarrett Allen. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. For Washington, they have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
So for the Wizards, Hachimura comes in for Troy Brown. And Bradley Beal subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Wilson Chandler's checked in for the Nets. Now here's Dinwiddie. 5 points in the game.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Passes it to Beal. Over Chandler. Kept alive by Washington. Beal finds Smith. Back to Beal. Launches it. Here's Mahimi. And finally they hit one. Mahimi's got 5 points in the quarter.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
The Nets have been excellent at the free throw line here today. A flawless 6 for 6. And both free throws good for Dinwiddie. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Brooklyn ahead, delivering the blowout. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Brooklyn's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Wilson Chandler out there with Allen. Then there's Karis LeVert. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Prince in at the 3 slot.
That's just a needless giveaway. You got to make the defense work for their turnovers.
Here's Wagner. And Chris, whether it's KD or Kyrie, we've seen stars grow irritated. Constant questions about their free agent destinations.
I would just suggest to them to go back in time. Nothing's new under the sun. Watch guys like Shaq, like myself, other guys that were free agents. It's a time to talk about it, and it's a time not to. And you can even speak about your impending free agency without insulting the fans where you're playing and without guessing of maybe where you will go next year. I just think that, guys just need to be a little more sensitive with it. Fans really want to know, and if the media is going to ask you the question, you got to figure a way how to handle that out delicately.
Well said. It's deflected, and it goes out of bounds. That one off LeVert. Some changes for Brooklyn. David Nwaba checked in for Chandler, and it's Musa in for LeVert. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Here's Wagner, and that comes off the assist by Jones.
He can run hot or cold, but no doubt about which way he's running tonight. There's steam coming off of him.
Here's Musa. Schofield grabs the board. To the paint. Here's Beal. Got a hand on it. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in.
The D hanging tough and stopping what would normally have been easy lay.
Looking to get back on track here, and the jumper falls for him.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That's his first foul. One negotiating concession the league wants from the Players Union: prospect attendance at the draft combine and team-wide access to player physicals.
Well, this is a tough one because I don't think that a team that is not interested in you should have your physical. And we all know that information is shared, and so it should be genuine in the teams that are truly interested. And so I understand agents holding back on that. Medical information is something very serious that just because you have an opportunity to be drafted, your information shouldn't be spread all across the world just because you're at a combine. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but basically you just want a level playing field for everyone. And if we have that, it'll be better for everyone.
Now here's Wall. And there's the call on Garrett Temple. That is his first foul of the game. And the NBA is seeming to be at the crossroads of sports and fashion and Chris, music. Do you think it's always been
Kevin.
This interwoven?
Oh, Kevin, please. You see the outfits they're wearing now? Now I got to be like the old fuddy-duddy, the old guy. Oh, my goodness. Guys are basically coming into the game like, did you turn on the lights before you got dressed in your closet? I mean, I know it's fashion. I'm not speaking about any one guy, but wow. I'm telling you, they've taken fashion to another level. And even though I joke about it, it's always fun anticipating what type of outfit you want to see guys walk in. Especially, I mean, come on. I love their games, and then I look and I say, wow. They have to be confident on the court because they wore that to the game today. They're confident in life all around.
Overall, right.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Brooklyn. Rodions Kurucs comes in for Taurean Prince. The other day, Chris, I heard Commissioner Adam Silver talking about that it strikes him sometimes how isolated players can be with cell phones and headphones, and those things wouldn't help that. Is it something that you've noticed or that you're concerned about?
You mean with my nephews and nieces and friends that are younger and kids walking across the street looking at their phones and not even looking both ways?
You know, your play-by-play partner, whoever it might be.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You know, Kevin, those are the times. And so I would tell Adam Silver, Mr. Commissioner, yeah, that's a basketball problem. That's a world problem. How are we going to stop any of that? We're here now. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle, Kevin.
That one good for two.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Here's Schofield. Here's Jones. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Jones has got his first basket of the night.
I mean, not an easy finish in that kind of traffic. I mean, I don't care how close you are to the bucket.
Temple, the pass to Musa. Fires the three. Here's Nwaba, defended by Jones. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And the first one drops. Isaiah Thomas, he's checked in for John Wall. So he gets them both. For Washington, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Thomas surveying the D. Trains the three-pointer. Thomas got himself on the board with 3 there.
The quickness to get in position, the quick shot release. IT in space on the perimeter, just a nightmare to defend.
It's Miles on the wing. Here's Jones. Here's Wagner. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And with the likely return of prep to pro prospects, Chris, some have argued for a high school combine to help determine who's ready to make the leap and who isn't.
I'm not really there with the high school combine. I still think that, you know, you still have a level of college or a level of professionalism that can happen after. And I don't believe until you're ready to be evaluated for the pros immediately, should you have that combine. Your bodies are still growing. I talked to Jaren Jackson just yesterday, and he told me that he grew 2 inches over last summer. So I think it's a little unfair to judge these guys that early when their bodies and mentality still has a lot of development left.
Here's Thomas, following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. And it's blocked, but they get it back. 4 on the clock. And it's Miles missing.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Nets.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And this will push their record to 39 wins and a good effort tonight.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Kevin Durant.
I mean, he had a plan for how to attack the D. He executed and never let up. Relentless offensive basketball.
Prince is checked in for the Nets. Count it.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
Now, here's Thomas, and the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up.
And you see the initiative. Thomas making things happen with passes like that.
So it's Brooklyn now. It's Prince on the wing, defended by Jones. Nwaba passes to Prince. Over Jones. It falls.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, there's no doubt as to who was the better team. I mean, they proved it with this win.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.